some Irish dancers kicking off the show, no pun intended. Welcome to a brand new episode of Go. I'm your host, Dana Giesbrecht, and today we are celebrating Canada's vibrant multicultural spirit. The Servus Heritage Festival is back for the 39th annual year here at Hawrelak Park, and once again we have more than 60 pavilions, 85 cultures, and food, so much food. Lots to talk about on today's show. But first, speaking of food, Shaw TV's Tim Dancy takes us to Nate for Culinary Boot Camp. All right, we still have so much food to talk about on today's show, but before we get to that, it's time to kick your feet up and do a little traveling from the comfort of your own couch. We have a brand new Bobdale Gloves Big Summer. Well, you may need a little bit of bravery to sample one of the more unique dishes at this year's festival. Plus, after the break, we also talk about how even the spoons, the forks, the bowls, they're all edible. Kind of. Stay tuned, lots coming up. We have our young dancers bowing, and now the older girls coming back out on stage. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in now, we're down here in Hawrelak Park. This weekend is the 39th annual Servus Heritage Festival. Such a huge festival here at the park. More than 60 pavilions, 85 cultures, and this year 33% more dishes than ever before. That's a whole lot of food, and you're going to need a whole lot of tickets. And at the end of the show, we're going to give you some tickets so you can sample your way through the festival for free. Stick around to find out how you can win those tickets. And coming up, I'm also going to be speaking with Executive Director of the festival, Jack Little, and find out if he's brave enough to sample one of the more unique dishes on the menu this year. That dish coming from Zimbabwe. Stay tuned for all of that. But right now, volunteer producer Bridget Sang shows us how a local artist is welcoming Canada's newcomers in a very vibrant, colorful way. The ladies showing off some fancy footwork there, and the music kicks right back in. Okay, coming up in the show, we're going to see if we can chat with one of the dancers. These girls, so talented. They've been training for years to do this, and the Servus Heritage Festival is such a great stage for them to show off their skills. Stay tuned for that interview. But right now, Shaw TV's Kyle Polanski helps us beat the heat. Time for some fun in the sun. He's trying a new sport with only 1 month left of summer. The ladies have taken a quick break from their performances on stage. I am joined by Imogen and Laura. Irish dancing, you both have been involved for a few years now?
Yeah, I've been for 7 years.
Yeah, and this is my 9th year.
Okay, and how did you ladies get started?
Well, my background is Irish, so I kind of got started with my grandparents, and they kind of like pushed me to do it, and now I love it.
Was your grandma an Irish dancer?
Yeah, she was, but she didn't like it.
But she wanted you to do it?
Yes.
How does that work?
I'm not sure, actually.
Did she ever help you with any of the steps or the moves?
No, she's come to see me a few times, but...
Moral support,
exactly.
Wonderful. And what about yourself?
I have no Irish culture background at all, but I guess my mom says that I saw actually the Matern troupe at the Fringe, and I said to my dad that I wanted to join, and here I am.
And they committed it to you forever and always at that point.
Yeah, still going.
Talk a little bit about some of the dances you were performing on stage.
Our very first dance that we started off with was our circle start. It originally did start in a circle, but then over the years we started adding more modern moves with the arm movements and kind of evolved over that.
And Irish dancing, usually there's a lot of story behind some of the dances. What have you learned about the dances you've been performing?
Well, a lot of them, there's traditional moves, and those are simpler, I guess. And then what you can take from the traditional dances is you just take the simple moves and make them more creative. And that way you still have some culture, but you're still keeping it modern.
And what do you like about performing this weekend with the Servus Heritage Festival? It sounds like it's a lot of work, and hopefully the weather's nice, because those outfits look like they get pretty hot.
Yeah, they're pretty hot, but hopefully we'll have some wind or something.
Yeah.
I love the different cultures, being able to see everybody come out and just join in the Irish culture. It's different.
And for yourself?
I love just performing on stage and having so many different cultures come watch us, and vice versa, watching the other cultures too.
Very nice. Do you ever watch the other pavilions and check out some of their moves and wonder if you could incorporate that into an Irish dance?
Sometimes, because we can kind of see like the Chinese and the Korean on stage from where we are, and they do some of the stuff that we do.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much, ladies. Great job. Stay tuned. More after this. Welcome back to the show. Our dancers getting a nice round of applause from the crowd here, again from the Irish Pavilion. This weekend, the 39th annual Servus Heritage Festival. And coming up in the show, we're going to be speaking with the man behind it all. This is Executive Director Jack Little, just answering a phone call and chatting with some media here. He's about to hit the podium. We're going to find out if he's brave enough to try one of the more unique dishes on the menu this year. Stay tuned for that. But first, Shaw TV's Jen McDonald lets us know how much work goes into climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. We are now here with Jack Little, Executive Director of the Servus Heritage Festival, and a lot of exciting things happening this year, but I think one of the things that really sparks people's interest is a 33% increase in food. How do you even manage that?
It's amazing. There'll be 506 opportunities to eat ethnic food here. What we're suggesting is if you came once last year, maybe you should come all 3 days this year.
Yeah, so you can take it all in and wear your stretchy pants. Now, one thing that really was one of the more unique items that I think you need to build up a little bit of bravery to try, at least in my case, is the cow foot soup from Zimbabwe. Have you tried this?
Absolutely not, but it will be wonderful knowing the Zimbabweans. They're wonderful cooks, and that's just one of 506 opportunities. It's going to be really quite incredible.
Once again, as always, this is such a huge festival here at Hawrelak Park, and you make it as environmentally friendly as possible. Even the forks, the spoons, the bowls, everything is biodegradable. Talk a little bit about that and that initiative.
Yes, every knife, fork, spoon, cup, plate is not only biodegradable but compostable.
Wonderful.
Also, we are the single largest customer of Edmonton Transit Park and Ride. So I don't know how many gallons of gasoline we save there. Plus, we have 2 huge bike compounds which are supervised. So this all adds up to trying to be as environmentally friendly as we possibly can be.
And not only are you environmentally friendly, but you're also giving back. It's suggested that when you do come down to the festival, you bring something for the local food banks.
Yes, this organization presents the largest single opportunity for people to give to the food bank, including Christmas.
Wow.
It's the single largest event. There was over $100,000 in cash raised for the food bank last year, and trailer truckloads of food.
Very incredible. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's wonderful because it is a wonderful organization, well run. I know Marjorie very well. She spends nickels like they're manhole covers, so we always like to support her.
And finally, of course, the dancing and the food, such a big draw for this festival, but it's also a great opportunity for Edmontonians to learn about these other cultures in other ways. What do you hope that people watching at home take away from this festival after the weekend is said and done?
The mission, and that's to promote public awareness, understanding, and understanding of cultural diversity here in Edmonton. We don't preach about it, but really what we like to do is come away from this. If with this wonderful festival, probably the largest in the world, can be this successful, put on by 60 or 70 different countries, why can't this be done other places?
There we go. Jack, thanks so much for your time.
Always a pleasure.
Before we go, here is your on-the-go calendar. All right, we are just wrapping up, but before we go, we have some tickets to give away. If you want to taste your way through the festival on us, all you have to do is tweet us at Shaw TV EDM and let us know which pavilion you're most looking forward to and why, and we'll give you lots of tickets to enjoy some food, maybe even that cow foot soup if you're brave enough. That is, again, from the Zimbabwe Pavilion. I'm your host, Dana Giesbrecht. We'll see you next time.
The Servus Heritage Festival.